celebrations in the streets of Mekelle as a unilateral ceasefire ends 8 months of conflict between the Ethiopian government and rebel troops from the TPLF, the Tigray People's Liberation Front. But in Washington, a top U.S. lawmaker warns this pause in fighting may only be temporary.
I can only hope it opens the door to a peaceful resolution. However, I am hearing reports that the TPLF is threatening to enter Eritrea, which would be a clear and dangerous escalation in this conflict.
The conflict intensified last week when an Ethiopian military strike killed more than 60 people at a market in Tigray. Tigrayans accuse both Ethiopian and Eritrean troops of atrocities, including rape and blocking food and aid, resulting in a widespread famine.
War crimes, crimes against humanity, and acts of genocide have been carried out against the Tigrayan people. Last week, Prime Minister Abiy stated, quote, "There's no hunger in Tigray," unquote. The stunning denial of the catastrophic conditions on the ground in Tigray is appalling.
The U.S. Agency for International Development estimates up to 4.5 million of Tigray's 6 million residents require urgent food assistance, and nearly 900,000 people are already experiencing catastrophic conditions. The humanitarian toll of sexual violence is incalculable, one USAID official told lawmakers.
Perpetrators have targeted the wives of priests, abused women in front of their families, and used brutal violence against women. As I've said publicly before, the severity of abuse is among the absolute worst I have seen in my nearly 2 decades of humanitarian work.
According to the Ethiopian government, the ceasefire is scheduled to last through the end of the planting season in late September. That presents a window of opportunity for the United States and the international community.
The first priority is to capitalize on this ceasefire to try to gain access to communities in need, to stave off potential famine for up to 1 million people who are at risk right now. That's the first priority. I think the second priority is then trying to maintain and institutionalize this ceasefire in a way so that we can create the space for a political dialogue.
U.S. lawmakers are warning the costs of failing to create that space are high.
Or the sides just trying to look at this as the next phase of a protracted conflict morphing into a civil war.
What we need is a permanent ceasefire, which all of the parties are committed to. The moment we still do not have a statement from the TPLF or the Eritreans that they're committed to a ceasefire.
The U.S. State Department says it is fast-tracking a review of allegations of Ethiopian government atrocities in Tigray to determine if those actions meet the legal definition of war crimes. Catherine Gibson, VOA News, Washington.
There is no hunger in Tigray. There is a